What's up, guys? Matt here. Welcome to my review of Robert Jordan's Winter's Heart, Book 9 in the Wheel of Time series. I'm excited to do this review. I have done reviews on every single one of the other books in the Wheel of Time series, Book 1 through 8 at this point. Book 9 is going to be a little bit of a change of pace. A few different reviews are a little different. We never did spoilers until The Shadow Rising, and then it was full spoilers. This review is going to be a little non-spoilery, and then we're going to get into some spoilers and predictions. So, to start off with Winter's Heart, my review, this is not a slog. This is not part of the slog, in my opinion. You will ask people, and they will consider it the slog. It's not. It's not. It is so good. So much happens in this book, and I'm excited to talk about that. I've got my notes over here, so I will be communicating with them as I go through. Sorry about that. Yes. So, something that was plaguing our characters for the first 9 books has been resolved. In this review, thinking about the review process, it's a little interesting because you're 9 books in. If you've read this far, you know what's happening. But for someone who's not started this book, to start with the spoiler-free portion, that's a good way to start. This is a good book. After 9 books, it's difficult to contest with a series and a storyline that could be unpredictable. And this book definitely brought some unpredictability. There are characters that are new arrivals. There are characters that are old arrivals come back. It's just awesome. It's a great, awesome book. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. I gave it a 5 out of 5. And later I'll talk about the review based on like emotional impact and the prose and the world building and the such and such. Okay, so you've made it this far, and I appreciate you. But please, this is spoilers for this book and pretty much the rest of the previous books in the series. So please, if you have not read this book, shy away. We'll come back when you've had time. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's get right into it. Like I said, a lot of things unexpected in this book compared to what could happen and things like that. However, the taint on the male half of the true source has been cleansed. Wow. I will say it did happen at the very last chapter. In the prologue, Rand tells Min, hey, I'd like to cleanse the taint. And 35 chapters later, he cleanses the taint, which is just about 600 pages or so, about 590. But it's awesome. So much happened in between all of that. I'm going to consult my notes instead of holding the book. So, notes. All right, so the taint was cleansed. That was awesome. I've got questions that I'll ask after my story breakdown, and then we'll get into it. So, this book, as I said, was not a slog. I don't really know why it was considered a slog. I know some things are unresolved at the end of the book, but I mean, that happens with any series. So, that's fine. Yeah, there are a lot of incredible chapters in this book, and there are a lot of chapters that I skimmed. I mean, that happens in a epic fantasy. But I have the privilege of hanging out and listening and interacting with the Wheel Weaves podcast Discord. I'll leave that linked below. They're highly recommended checkout. Also, Taim as a dark friend? What? Oh my goodness. That was completely unexpected for me. I so wanted Mazrim Taim, the false dragon, to be a good guy. Turns out he's not. He wants to kill Rand. Okay, so let's get right into the story breakdown with a few things. The taint was cleansed. said that wrong. Sindain is Lanfear. Osengar is Deshiva. Woo-hoo-hoo! Whoa, that blew my mind. All of those things happened in the last chapter. So let's go through what happened in the rest of the book. Fael becomes Gaishine. At the end of the last book, The Path of Daggers, Fael and crew were taken by some Shido, but Perrin is now trying to find her with Masema and his crew. Elaine is staking her claim for the Lion Throne, but she was poisoned with fork root by a dark friend, David Hanlon, we met in The Path of Daggers. Turns out he is using the name Doylin Millar. Elaine asks Brigida to make him the captain of her personal guard. Whoa. So we got a dark friend in the mix with Elaine. So that wasn't resolved, and it's just a story. Anyways, Elaine and Aviendha are bonded as first sisters. That was in the prologue, and that was awesome. It's a really neat Aiel ceremony that involves channelers and just literally like a warder bond of some kind. Really cool stuff. Really awesome. Nynaeve, I'm jumping ahead, not in order of the story at all, but that's okay. Rand finally gets to talk to Elaine, and Min, Elaine, and Aviendha profess their love for each other in front of Lan and Nynaeve. Nynaeve is not having it. I think I will say that might be a little divisive, maybe, to some people. I love Rand. Rand is one of my favorite characters. Nynaeve is also one of my favorite characters. She did a few things in previous books that were a little funky. Some people don't like what she did to Matt. Different things, really forcing him to do some things. But I love her. I love her and Rand. They are my favorite Emmons Fielders. Yeah, so it was really cool to see them together at the end of this book. Not in a relationship, but they got to cleanse Saidin together because she's the most powerful channeler. Okay, Aviendha, Elaine, and Min bond Rand. Also, Elaine and Rand make love. So that's great. So, after spending a night with Elaine, Rand disappears with Nynaeve, the Freedemane, Olivia, and several Terengriel, including the Terengriel that Rand gave Nynaeve. The two, we found out later in the book that they're called the access keys to Chodan Kal, the giant Sa'angreal in Tremolking and Tremancian. Their task was to cleanse Saidin. They did. Mat is alive. The Shanshin have started. The Shanshin return has started in Ebu Dar. The daughter of the Nine Moons is here. Her name is Tuon, and she is around people hiding who she really is, wearing a veil that is covering something. I don't know what. I'm excited to find out what it is. Tuon is wearing the veil. She is just High Lady Tuon. Tylan is still being horrible to Mat. The Golem is back, and Mat is saved by a man named Noel Charin, who I think has some connection to Jane Farstrider. I don't know what. I think Jane Farstrider was Jane Charin, so I don't know. Mat brings Noel back to the Teresian Palace, and turns out Tylan is entertaining Tuon and Suroth. Tuon offers to buy Mat. Mat needs to leave Ebu Dar. He starts having his Red Arms move his belongings to an inn and finds Jolene the Aes Sedai, and agrees to help them leave Ebu Dar. Rand, Nynaeve, Lan, Olivia are in Farmatting looking for the bad Ashaman. Turns out Farmatting has some sort of Terengriel that generates a steading, meaning no one can channel, which is important later. Rand kills two Ashaman, but Padan Fain is there. Rand gets arrested, and Cad Swain, she's there too. And Nynaeve used Terengriel, ignore how I said it, Terengriel wells to show the use of the power even in the steading-like area. The Terengriel well is like a place that you hold the power, you store the power, which I'll get to in my predictions and questions because I'm interested in the well. I have a question about that. Matt, Bail Dolman, and Eggianen are there. They give Bail Dolman and Eggianen gave the male Adam that they got in the fires of heaven to High Lady Suroth, which is a dark friend. Tisk tisk. But they really just were saving their own behinds. Matt then frees captured Aes Sedai and a Seafolk Windfinder. Tylan lets Matt go, and after he's tied up, after he ties Tylan up, he then goes, and Tuon tries to stop Matt, and Noel helps him. Eggianen finds Matt and Tuon, with Tuon tied up, saying, "That's the daughter of the Nine Moons." Matt remembers what the Eowyn says, and he calls her his wife 3 times. So I'm excited about that. In the Shadow Rising, I believe it was. Yeah, the Shadow Rising, Matt went through the doorway to Terengriel, which we don't have much more on about that, which I'm so excited to. But Matt says that that will be his wife because Matt was fated to marry the daughter of Nine Moons. So excited. Back to Rand. Rand, Nynaeve's Cadsuane, and the crew go to Shadar Logoth to cleanse Saidin. Then the Forsaken come because they can feel that much power being used. Rand and Nynaeve use the access keys for the huge sangreal known as the Choden Call. The Forsaken are fended off by linked Aes Sedai and Ashaman. Osengar, who is Deshiva, is killed. Rand cleanses Saidin, destroying Shadar Logoth and the female access key Choden Call. Flying right through, 5 out of 5 on everything. Emotional impact was important. Characters were great. The plot was great. The prose was great. And the world building was great. Some things I'll talk about specifically in the prose. Beautiful as always. Robert Jordan is amazing at writing. The prose specifically at the ending. Because most of the books have a pretty exciting ending. Some books have a pretty exciting ending. And some are hard to follow, and some are easy to follow. The Eye of the World, for me, was kind of hard to follow. I did listen to the Wheel Weaves podcast, and it kind of made a little bit more sense. This one was pretty easy to follow. We got different perspectives, and it was good. I liked it. World building, as always, there are so many characters, places, and factions and communities. It is amazing. I am so excited for just to learn more about all of these different people. Like we have the Seafolk now. We've got the Eowyn and the Eelfin that we need to talk about, or we need to learn about. So I'm just so excited. I have some questions. That's R2D2. I have some questions. What does the taint being cleansed mean for male channelers? I don't know. My prediction is, jumping ahead, Moiraine is not dead. I don't think she's dead. Because Sindain is Lanfear, which means Lanfear died. She died with the Eowyn and the Eelfin or whoever, and Lanfear was transmigrated into this new body, Sindain's body. Another question: will Egwene and the Saladar Aes Sedai take the White Tower? I'm interested to see about that. This book spanned about a month, I believe, which at the end of the last book, Egwene went to the White Tower, or at least close to the White Tower. So we didn't get much of any Egwene this book, so I'm interested to see what happens next. Since Taim is bad, what's going to happen? Who is the Seanchan Empress? I'm excited to meet her. I'm interested in this time of illusion that goes on in Tremulking. Where are the Dark One's seals? Are they safe? Who are the Eowyn and the Eelfin? What? And I want more Age of Legends. Now, let's talk about the wells. We're about to end here. Thank you guys for watching. A question about the wells. The Eye of the World. I'm interested to find out if that is was a Terengriel, Sa'angreal, Angreal well of clean, pure Saidin. That's it. That is my question. Please don't answer that. I want to read and find out. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review of Winter's Heart. Oh my gosh. This was an awesome book. One of my favorites. I really need to do a ranking. Sorry about that. I really need to do a ranking and review of all the books so far. So, that's it. That's my review. Everett, would you like to say bye? Yeah. Come over here. Come over here. that's my review. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt. This is Everett. Bye. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in another video. Bye.